Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum, and welcome back to another episode of Commenting on Comments. So in this, basically, I'm just going to normally randomly select some comments or comments that I think are of importance to the channel at least, and kind of answer them that way. Now, normally in the past, what I used to do was to reply to almost every single comment in my channel, but the problem is time. Don't have the time to do that nowadays. And so I thought this would be a cool way of bringing back a older or attempt at a series. And so basically in the background what I do is I kind of use footage from previous videos and sometimes unseen footage as well of gameplays that I was initially going to make a video on but decided to go against it, and then kind of just reply to some comments and stuff like that. Now, before I get into it, this is quite important right here. People that do leave comments with links to their channels or outside websites, regardless of what they are, I will, of course, remove them. Now, of course, I've had a few spammies with regards to what I can only suspect would have been porn sites and stuff like that. That ain't gonna happen. Not on my channel, not on my watch. The same thing applies with comments to and links to someone's channel or some other channel, even if it's self-promotion. We're not gonna do that. This is not the place for that. This is basically, in short put, my channel, and I don't generally tend to advertise things. Okay, so that's where it is. Now, what I tend to do is I'll either remove them or hide that user from the channel. So if you ever think of doing that, just think twice, because you might not end up being able to post comments. And I don't go back on my decisions with regards to that. I do want to keep people and viewers safe from spammies, from clicking on dodgy websites. You know, that is quite an important aspect and element of the channel. Now, before I get into the comments, I'm going to just briefly sort of talk about the Raid Shadow Legends account and my intentions for it. Now, I will play it on and off until the end of the month. I still have to come to an agreement with Verdi. We basically respond to each other in about like maybe a couple of days' time and stuff like that. It does take a bit of time. Now, he's busy, I'm busy. August tends to be a very busy month for me as a general thing, so it is taking a bit of time to come to, well, to communicate between ourselves, but eventually we'll get there. He has agreed to do the account giveaway, but no more details on that, and so it's going to happen on his channel. We're going to discuss the details eventually. And at the end of August, I will give my Raid Shadow Legends account away. So this is the place to, or the commenting on comments videos will be the place to stay informed with regards to that for whoever's interested. I might briefly mention it on the Raid Shadow Legends videos, but that also, of course, means because I'm giving it away, I'm not going to invest any more money in it, and so as a result, I won't be doing any shard openings. Don't get me wrong, I liked doing the shard openings, but you know, all good things gotta come to an end, and so that's my kind of decision at this point in time. With that said and done, the account does have a lot of goodies on it, though. And quite recently, I did do an estimation of what it's worth, so it's kind of worth, or I invested in it, at least if we're talking money, somewhere over £2,500, which kind of brings it over $3,000. So basically, that's what it's worth. That's the value of the account. Of course, there's also the stuff from the NDAs that I got. So I did get some perks and stuff. So before I do give it away, I will have to make sure that the NDA on that account is cancelled. Again, I'll sort that out towards the end of the month. Now, let's get into the comments. For this particular video, I have chosen a total of 5 comments. I'm going to try and go with basically a week-by-week sort of breakdown on the comments. And so the first comment that I've chosen from the large amount of comments that I tend to get would be from a guy called, or someone called Random Account, and his comment was, "This guy deserves so much more love," and this was on how to tame a Daedon. I'm glad that people feel that way. In all honesty, I can say that I'm happy with the love that I'm getting. To be fairly honest, the channel's doing really good. Don't get me wrong, a lot of work does go into it, and a lot of thought and calculated risks, if you will. Sometimes I do take risks, but all in all, the channel's doing really good. We're doing, I mean, I might show stats at some point later on, but roughly getting about 10,000 views a month, over 10,000 views a month, a day. That's pretty good, and a good number of subscribers. Now, I'm glad that people feel that way. I really do appreciate it. It does make the job of what I do here on YouTube worth it. I do appreciate it when people find the videos, especially the guides, useful and helpful. And so I did try and cover guides for the purpose of showing people how to tame creatures in the game. There's still a few more to go. Once I've finished with that, though, I haven't actually thought out what I'm going to do. I still have to do the DLC creatures, and I will do them eventually. The second comment comes from Vortex1XP, and the comment reads, "Oh no, this isn't a joke." And of course, this is on the how to tame a dodo. I thought I might as well stick them together, these two comments. It's funny because a lot of people actually thought I was going to do a joke video on how to tame dodos. The simple fact is, when I did say that, and I did mention it in several videos, that I will, of course, do a guide on how to tame every single creature in the game, and I did mean it. Now, you have to bear in mind that not everybody that plays Ark or will be playing Ark at some point know the game. Whilst taming a dodo is ridiculously easy to the vast majority of the skilled players, someone who's just picking up the game will not know that. Yes, it is a basic creature, but equally speaking, you know, if nobody shows them how to do it, then how are they going to learn? And there's so much out there that's it's difficult to filter through, especially with the kibble change. Now, I personally prefer to, you know, if I've started something, a job, a task, I like to complete it. I want to see it through. I want to make sure that it's done fully. So, not covering creatures like the dodo, like the compy, like the simple and easy creatures. To me, it feels like I've not fully done what I set out to do. It's not complete. It's not a complete job. So I like to see things through. So that is the reason for that. I'm going to move on to the third comment, and this is from Waves Z. And the comment is, "Why do you need to tame this way?" Now, this is on the Trudon video, how to tame a Trudon. Again, on how to tame. So a lot of how to tame videos, basically, they are doing quite good, and that's another reason I chose to go with a guide for how to tame. I do realize that there are guides for a lot of creatures out there and how to tame them and stuff like that, but they don't cover every single creature in the Ark. So I just wanted to create a full playlist with every single creature that does exist in the game. Now, going back to the comment stroke question, it's quite simple. The reason you tame it that way is because it's how the developers wanted it to be tamed. It is a very difficult tame, if you ask me. It's an end game creature that helps with spotting traps, mines, hidden creatures, so like the Prelovia, and it's more of a PvP sort of creature. You do have, of course, to use a wyvern. Now, whilst I'm on the topic, I have received comments saying that the crystal wyverns aren't as effective as normal wyverns. I'm guessing that is because the crystal wyverns are actually easier to tame, so that would probably explain why the crystal wyverns don't work as well as the normal wyverns. Wyverns are, or the normal standard wyverns are a lot more challenging to get because you have to steal an egg. When you steal an egg, you aggro pretty much every single wyvern in the vicinity, and you have to escape with the egg. If you get killed, you get killed basically, and if you go and loot your body again and pick up the egg, you will re-aggro the wyverns that are in the vicinity. So that makes it challenging. Therefore, you have to sacrifice a challenging creature, whereas the crystal wyverns are fairly easy to tame. I did make a guide on how to do it. Now you can use several types of food. Actually, you can use the normal crystals, and then you can get the crystals off of the wyverns that have a expiry time, whatever they're called. So yeah, they're easier to, in short, they're easier to get. I think that's the answer. Going on to Kayak Martins. This comment goes something like this: your English is perfectly fine, man. Keep going. I'm also not a native English speaker, and this is on how to breed super dinos. Thank you for that comment. I really do appreciate it. And to be fairly honest with you, at that point in time, I mean, I do realize that I do sort of speak a bit broken, if that makes sense. Now, that is down to a couple of things. When I say broken, there's a lot of pauses between each word. That's kind of down to several things. Firstly would be my English, which is obvious. And a lot of comments kind of bring that up during or in the video, or in the comment section for the video. And the other part would be because I wanted to speak slowly to get people to understand the breeding mechanics, or the breeding for mutations to get really powerful creatures from that. But then also there was an element there of my self-confidence. I felt that I needed to think my words thoroughly, to use, I don't know, words that best explain the situation. It's difficult to explain. Basically, it was a thing of, whilst I was confident, I wasn't confident enough. I could probably redo that video now and be a lot more confident in how I explain things. I think I was also trying to be too perfectionist in how I expressed myself, and so that kind of acted like a little bit of a barrier there. Whereas now, if I do struggle to find a word, I'm a lot more confident with it. I do realize that, you know, I am human, and I will probably not always express myself properly. But at the end of the day, that is a guide, and I suppose I realized that that would be an important guide, and I really wanted to be scientific, or, you know, yeah, I really didn't want to make too many mistakes on it in terms of how I express myself, which is sometimes a challenge in itself, simply because I am bilingual, basically, so I do speak in two languages. And the final comment comes from Alan Bagshaw. I probably butchered that name, I do apologize. And the comment is, very nice. Was this done collecting materials manually? Ha. I feel like a lot of people that watch my videos regularly would sort of know the answer to that, and the answer is no, it was not done collecting materials manually. The amount of resources that has gone into, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this was of course on the castle build episode number 10 for Conan Exiles. So the answer to that is no. It was not done through grinding it out. Now, I have mentioned throughout several videos that I lack the time to grind it. I would have done it eventually if this was the only thing that I did in my life, but unfortunately it's not, and so I don't have the time to do so. However, that shouldn't stop me from doing something nice. Now, I am building the base. It is a PvE base. It is my own server that it's going to go on. And I just wanted to build something unique, remarkable, have plenty of space to make mistakes, because I do make mistakes when I do build something like that. and also to experiment with. Now, if I were to grind it out, firstly, if I were to grind it out, I could actually increase the harvest settings, the harvest rate settings on the server or single player, which wouldn't really make a bit of a difference, but it does add to the time it takes to build something like that. This is going to be a huge build. That's the aim of it. I'm going to try and populate it with thralls. I'm going to try and make it look like something that is alive. With that said, of course, as you've seen, I have done the bank. I mean, there are little gaps here and there that I will leave. So with the bank, I still need to do something with the clock tower, as well as with the outside of the clock tower. I feel like it's a bit empty and it needs something to it. Not sure what I'm going to do. Probably going to put some banners and stuff like that. At the end of it, very important right here, is I will probably make 1 or 2 videos showcasing it. One would probably be a slightly sped up one with some music on the background, just kind of show what I did when it's completed, and then I'll do a full-length video showing everything in detail. But there is still a long way to go before it's even done. I would probably say that at this point in time, with the most recent episode, I am probably about halfway through the build, if I'm to keep in mind what I set out to build and design. And that's pretty much it for this video. These are the comments that I selected. These are comments from the past week. Going forward, I'm probably going to go further as well, because there were a couple comments I did want to cover, but I just didn't go that far. I didn't scroll that far, to be fairly honest, and I have to find them and then obviously have to screenshot them, because I do want to kind of put them up on screen so people can see the comments themselves and read them should they want to. So that is also something that I will be doing. With that being said and done, that is it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to support it by hitting that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new and this is the video that you came to watch or stumbled across. Until next time, stay safe, folks.